Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today we have a very interesting episode to share with you. If you are a connoisseur of smoothies and you are a connoisseur of tropical fruits, then today's episode is for you. It's going to be short and sweet, pun intended, but you'll see why. So let's go ahead and get today's episode started. Now, without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now, as you can see from the sky right now, we have clear blue skies, and the clear blue skies over here was earlier this morning, but the weather pattern, it happens during this time of year in the Philippines, and I've been here for 4 years. You can see all the clouds up here, and the wind is blowing. You can see the banana plants, you can see them moving back and forth. The pattern that we have here in the Philippines, as you start getting into spring and early summer, things change here as far as weather patterns go. And in the morning, everything is so nice and calm. We had all the umbrellas open, but sometimes we have to close them because when the ground starts heating, it causes like a convection kind of a thing that starts moving the air around here. And we start getting a lot of breezes, so it becomes, like you see, lots of movement, lots of air. Very breezy, very windy in the early mornings and afternoons, early afternoons. Then in the evening, it calms back down again. Now, that's not what today's episode, it's got nothing to do with weather. But one more thing before we get into our particular area. You can see I've already started to put some cashews. These are cashew nuts right here. And what I'm trying to do is I'm getting seedlings from our cashew tree. You saw the episode that we did for the cashew fruit, eating the cashew fruit, and the nut that comes on the end of the cashew. Well, I determined that I like the cashew fruit so much, it tastes so good. I'm going to put down some more cashew trees, because cashew trees, actually, if you prune them properly, you can manage them very well, even in a small backyard like we have here at Villa Feliz. So I have 1, 2, 3, and I just planted 2 more over here, and I have a cashew growing up here. And we're going to do an episode on propagating cashew trees later. But now, today's episode has got nothing to do with cashews or propagating. What it has to do with is a smoothie, and a smoothie that's taken me 2 years to make a smoothie. Like you think, well, fine wines, the longer you wait, then your wine is going to get better and better. Well, that's not such the case with smoothies. But today what we're going to talk about is putting this pineapple, which is ready to pick. You can see it's starting to get orange. Well, it's very orange. I should have picked it yesterday, but I wanted to wait until today for our episode. We're going to make a smoothie from a combination of this pineapple that we're going to pick here in just a little bit. And do you remember we picked the dragon fruit the other day, and I still have some dragon fruit left over, and you're going to see what it does to a smoothie. Here's our dragon fruit plant back here. Remember, this is the one I helped pollinate using my finger, and we're going to do the comparison between what I helped pollinate and the one that I didn't touch. So we have many dragon fruit that are in the process of growing back here. You can see this one up here, this one here, this one here. We got some little buds all over here, and we got even back on the backside, I believe we have some more dragon fruit. Now, today our objective is to make a combination pineapple dragon fruit smoothie. Let's go ahead and get that started. Now, for those of you who did not join me in the last episode, you didn't see the episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to capture just a few little brief areas about the dragon fruit. And it has to do with us picking the dragon fruit from our garden inside the backyard. The dragon fruit is very expensive in the US. I think maybe $5 or $6 each for this fruit that we're looking at here right now, and you'll see if you've ever eaten it, you'll see why. This is just a photo of it sitting right next to some of our other fruit on our table. It's just so photogenic. And then what I did, I went ahead and I cut the dragon fruit. I show you how I cut into it and ready for preparation for us to either eat or prepare for other things like salads, or what we're going to do today, our smoothie. Now let's first start by collecting our ingredients for our smoothie for today. This is what took us 2 years in preparation for today's smoothie, because it takes 2 years to grow a pineapple plant. Now I want you to notice all these little suckers that are around the outside. Each one of these are going to grow a new pineapple plant. So for this particular plant we have right here, once we remove the fruit itself, this portion is no good anymore. We will discard this and we'll plant a new pineapple plant inside this spot right here, and then wait another 2 years. But from this one individual pineapple plant, we are going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. We will get 4 more pineapple plants from this one. Oh, I think I see another small sucker down here too, so maybe 5. This one's rather small. Normally you wait until these get between 4 and 6 inches long before you would put them inside the ground. Okay, so to remove this, well, before we remove it, I just want you to see. You see how orange this is? Smelling, thumping, and looking at the color of a pineapple will determine whether it is ripe enough to pull off. And this one is definitely ripe enough. We could have probably pulled this off a couple of days ago. So let's go ahead, and the way you remove this, one of the things we're going to do first, we're going to remove some of the suckers on here. And you'll just spin these off. You'll spin the suckers off. And I recommend you wearing gloves to protect yourself from the little sharp edges here. And this, once we remove some of these pieces right here, it will expose some roots on here. So this will become a new pineapple plant right here, a seedling. So we're going to remove each one of the suckers here for our new plants later. Then what we're going to do, this little one here we'll pull off in just a moment. We'll just spin this off. Just twist it. And there you go. Now we have our pineapple that we are going to use for today's smoothie. Now since we just harvested this pineapple from the garden and we already have the dragon fruit in the freezer, we're going to go ahead and extract the fruit from the pineapple here. Now we just pulled this, like I said, from the garden. First thing we're going to do, we're going to twist the top off, because this top is going to yield us another pineapple. So it's basically a matter of just doing some twisting. It pops off, and then what we will do, and I'll do most of it later, we'll just pull off a bunch of these pieces down on the bottom, and you'll be able to see that they expose some of the roots inside here. I don't know if you can see, but these are the beginnings of some roots right here. So we'll do this later, but this will be another pineapple. So this makes, I think, 4, is it 4 pineapples from this one plant right here that will be able to generate more pineapples in the years to come. Specifically 2 years to come. So let's go ahead and cut this like you would normally do, basically slicing pieces off the side, and then we'll core it, and we'll get the fruit out of here. I took the opportunity to take the little prickly things that are out all around. That's what's the most time consuming when you are preparing your pineapple. Believe it or not, these are little seeds. If you really wanted to start from scratch, you could plant a bunch of these and you can make your own pineapple plants from the dozens and dozens that are on the outside. But it takes too long. It's much better to go with the leaves that come, the little suckers that come on the side of the pineapple. So let's continue with our cutting of our pineapple here. Well, there you go. Now we have a bowl full of pineapple. We're not going to use all this pineapple. We'll freeze some of this for another smoothie later on. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take this and put it in the freezer, let it get a little bit frozen before we add it to our blend. Now something, do not forget, don't throw this away. Put this inside your compost. If you have a compost bin, add this to your compost bin. This will break down really nice and make very nice compost for your garden to help out with your new pineapple. let's go ahead and prepare our smoothie. What we have is the leftover. This is the dragon fruit from the dragon fruit that we picked in our last episode. This is really only a half. Normally I would recommend a whole dragon fruit for this smoothie. Then we got some pineapples inside here. Now your smoothie can be done with any of your fruit that you would like to have. You could do bananas, you could do pineapple, you can do mango, whatever you have inside your backyard, if you have fresh fruit inside your backyard or what you brought home from the grocery store. This is the pineapple that we just cut up, so we'll put some inside here. Oh, about maybe about 2 cups. About 2 cups of pineapple. We're going to save some pineapple for our next smoothie. Then we're going to put our leftover dragon fruit inside here. And again, this is a half a dragon fruit, but recommended 1 whole dragon fruit. Now we should see some nice color inside here from the purple of the dragon fruit and the yellow from the pineapple. Now our last ingredient, main ingredient before we put the ice inside here, is we're going to put some yogurt inside here, and I chose some mango yogurt for today. So we're going to do 1 container, which this is, let's see, this is 100 grams of yogurt. Now I like to put in about 1 cup of some type of fruit juice. If I have orange juice, or if you had lemonade left over, or even like this is some calamansi. I'm going to add a little bit of this. I'm going to mix it with the leftover, what's inside our little yogurt container. Now let's add about 2 cups of ice. And then we're going to go ahead and put it in the blender. You want some, smoothie? How about you, Marianne? You want some smoothie too? Huh? You want smoothie? Now, if you had some whipped cream is the best on the top. We're just out of whipped cream today. All right, well, here you go. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh my God,
that's the dragon fruit. What the dragon fruit does.
So beautiful color.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna let you know what it tastes like. This is really our first dragon fruit smoothie experience. Anyway, bon appetit. Oh, that's a unique taste. And it's the dragon fruit that does that.
Just like what I want.
Tastes like dragon.
Yeah, you can add a little mixed drink here or something.
Oh, you could if you wanted to make it an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
You could add I don't know, maybe like some rum because it's a tropical taste. It has pineapple. Rum would be probably white rum would be good with this. Anyway,
let's try.
Very good. And you know, was it worth 2 years waiting for this?
Yes, and more dragon fruit.
Well, the dragon fruit was only about 30 days, but the pineapple in here took us 2 years to be able to get
pineapple.
The pineapple, that was it. Anyway, hey, enjoy. Okay, that's about it for today's episode. I actually had a lot of fun doing this today. Anything that has to do with something that we produce in our yard, grow in our yard. That's what makes it so special, is when you take things from your yard and growing plants, vegetables, fruits that we did here. So it was great. The pineapple and the dragon fruit. Of course, we didn't grow the yogurt. We don't have.
Next time we're gonna make yogurt.
We're gonna make yogurt. Well, we can't have cows in our backyard. We can't make our own yogurt. So
no, there's that yogurt maker.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Maybe we can get some milk and make our own yogurt. Anyway, so it was a lot of fun, and I hope you learned something, and we learned something too, because it was our first time doing this smoothie using the dragon fruit. Now, before we close out for today, we have a couple of shout outs, like we normally do if we have shout outs here on the channel. And shout out, the first one is going to be a anniversary. It's a belated anniversary shout out because we're a few days behind on getting some videos out here on the channel. And this one goes out for May 3rd. The anniversary was on May 3rd, and it's for Ed Hodgman and his wife Marie. And they are celebrating, or have celebrated, their third anniversary. Anyway, it's got the situation that Ed said is Ed is back in the U.S. He's taking care of a sick relative there, somebody who needs help and assistance. And Mary Tess, or she goes by the name of Marie for her nickname, she is over here and she's going through nursing school. She's getting her degree in nursing. We can always use nurses. Anyway, this is a very lovely couple who both love each other a lot. And Ed wanted to make sure we got whether it's an on time or a belated anniversary shout to get that out to them. Anyway, to the two of you, we want to wish you a happy anniversary. Well, anyway, our last shout out is a unique shout out. We have never done this before. It's a first on My PI Dream. Normally we do birthdays and anniversaries, and OFW recognition. But this time it is a welcome to the neighborhood shout out, because we sometimes get people that write in and say, are there lots available in your neighborhood? And we connect them with our agent. The agent has sold us a property right here, and they end up becoming our neighbors. They end up buying lots here. Such is the case today, and we're going to start doing this. We're going to start doing welcome to the neighborhood shout outs. There's a lovely couple who purchased some property in here just a few days ago. And they are living right now in Illinois, USA. They moved there in 2005 because they're both Filipinos from here that moved to the U.S. And then what they said was they are ready to come back home. We see that from a lot of folks that go over. They save up and they want to come back to what is paradise here in the Philippines, and it truly is. Anyway, the names of this couple is Golda and Eski. Golda and Eski. And they have 5 children, and they are going to be retiring back here inside the Philippines. So from Nesson and myself, we want to say to you, new neighbors, welcome to the neighborhood. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'm going to get yelled at here in just a minute because the pop-up sprinkler just came on for the backyard. And Nessa's kind of lounging here. She's going to get squirted. She's like, James, you did it again. Why didn't you warn me? I'm not going to warn her. Nothing, dear. Nothing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was fun doing things around your yard, especially when you planted something and then you get something in return from something that you planted. It's always a really good feeling. And although we only have just a few I knew it. Even though we only have just a few plants that bear fruits, like the pomegranate that we have here, and like our lemons here, and like look at this. Oh my goodness. That's apple guava. Even though we only have a few, you do a little bit of a time, and you grow, like the cashew trees that we're going to be planting some new ones later from the seeds from this one right here. It's fun. I really enjoy that, and I know a lot of you do too, because this is sort of like why you kind of come to this channel now and then. So anyway, I hope you did enjoy today's episode. Again, I had a lot of fun today. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart. And the bottom right hand side of your screen, you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video if you ring that bell. So until such time, from right here in the Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.